Yeah, probably around 80, 89, 90. Yeah.
So we're here with Walt Hammerli here. He's the brother of Nathaniel Hammerli. I met Nathaniel first. His dad was a school teacher at Assumption Junior High School, and he invited us over to their house with my friend Andre Champagne and James Nail from Napoleonville, which where we lived. And there was like 50 people in his backyard at this contest, and I wasn't there, but from that, we heard about it, and we wanted to go out there and learn how to skate the half pipe, and his dad would let everybody come over as long as they're skating safe. The majority of us were new, and we had to wear our safety equipment, helmets, but we didn't mind. It was a 6 foot tall half pipe. I remember at one time you guys had you shut it down for a week. Then it made an announcement that everybody had to start wearing helmets because someone fell and broke their arm or something.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it was definitely a different time, and wasn't as much liability at all. It was very very open time. They had people would let their dogs run around the neighborhood without leashes, and so it wasn't
He had a dog,
as
and I
much.
remember his name. What was his name? And he had a cone around his neck.
We got a couple of dogs. There was maybe Bo. There was Zippo. Could have been Bo. Could have been Dog
No,
from Grand Dame, maybe.
I remember he had a plastic cone around his neck, and he would run around in
That could have
circles.
been.
But yeah,
Yeah.
you guys had a fun box, like had like a platform in front of your driveway, and we would skate that, and we would go to courthouse on the weekends, and we all like meet at your house like 9 in the morning, and we all like take off down the road down, was it Saint Peter Street or street that
Uh, yeah, house is on St. Philip's. Yeah,
St.
St.
Philip Street. So
Philip's.
we go down
Yeah.
to St. Philip Street, and we'll go down East Third Street or whatever it was. All these downtown spots. There was a fire station that had a ramp in the front, or like a bump where it's like a launch ramp. And I remember like we would go over there, and I had a disposable camera, and I was trying to take some quality pictures at the time. I think it was like Corey Pugh and Lance Richard was jumping over the garbage cans, and I was trying. I was almost getting it. I was doing it sideways, but they were pretty advanced. And Jeff Bishop was a good skater, and John Kirkpatrick, Ben Moore, Jay Robichaux, these guys from Homa, Tony Moriana, Travis Defoe, Daniel Gomez.
Yeah, I
There's
remember there was a kid too, Jansen Martinolich, who was always like a really good skater. He's a little bit older.
Yeah, and he passed
Um,
away. He drowned in a canoe accident. Jansen,
yeah, yeah, I think it was in Pensacola he had passed. Yeah,
yeah, 14 years old. It was, I think,
yeah.
1989 or something like that. 88 maybe. Yeah, I
But yeah,
remember
man,
that.
that was a really cool story how we built that the half pipe. It was like this little skate shop downtown called Peels.
Oh,
It
that was
was
in Thibodaux. The Peels.
yeah, there was a Peels in Thibodaux. It was down. I think it was like on the corner of maybe I think it was, yeah, Fifth Street and St. Philip there.
Then there was Bayou Man Skate Shop too. It
Okay.
was a lawnmower store. It was kind of like across the way from Peppers and all that. I guess where
Hmm.
the nightclubs and all were. It was one of those. It was next to a jewelry store. I remember, and I remember going by some colored grip tape there, and they sold a few different brand name boards like Paul Peralta at the time. And
Hmm.
this was '89. That was before I even was driving and going to college and all that. But yeah, Thibodeau had a little skateboard scene at one time.
Yeah, and the owners of the skate shop, they helped us to build the half pipe. We got the wood together, and he came and showed us how to build it, and it was really like a novel thing to have down here. Like, it was something that everybody remembers every time. Like, I'll see somebody from childhood. They remember those times when they're like, "Oh yeah, you guys had the half pipe in your backyard," and it was kind of like a gathering place. And we were, like you said, we were like pretty much run the whole neighborhood, going to downtown, going to the courthouse and skating there.
Yeah, it was a
It
positive
was
place. Your dad was really inspiring for the sport. I remember one time I was like on my way to work and he was showing off his skateboard skills or like maybe it was Nat and your dad was by the elementary schools like on the sidewalks while the kids were
uh-huh.
going to the bus and you guys were I don't know if it was you I think it was Nat and your dad but was showing off your skills out in the parking lot after school and I remember like seeing him and I thought wow cool like his dad must be a skateboard coach and like wow those guys are really good. I didn't really know him back then. I just knew his name was Nat and he lived down the street. My grandparents, lived down the road too from there.
Yeah, he was. My dad was like pretty athletic. Different. He grew up pretty much football, baseball, basketball, but like he was open to other things, and he was adventurous, I think. And um, yeah, so when do you think it was that you like got hooked on skateboarding? When do you think?
Oh man, when I was seeing Jeff Bishop doing those Madonna to tails and all those tricks on the ramp, and he was trying to 540, and he did a 360, he did a caballero, he did all these tricks, and I mean, I see it on TV, and I thought, wow, this is a chance where I can like progress and learn if I come here more because I didn't, I was just a beginner and I didn't. There was who someone had a launch ramp in their driveway. His name was Goo. His name was Craig, but they used to call him Goo, and he lived in West
Uh-huh.
Thibodaux, and a Callahan, Craig Callahan, and Ryan Grow. They had Powell Peralta boards, and they were Bonite, and I remember seeing those boards. And I didn't really know much about the skateboarding world, but I knew Nash was a pretty good board. When I seen these, and they're saying, "Oh, Nash is a junk board. These are the way better boards." And I'm like,
Hmm.
"Well, if I get into, it, I'm gonna have to get me one of these better boards." And I found out about California Cheapskates, this mail order magazine from San Luis Obispo, California, and I ordered the free magazine from looking in a BMX magazine from the library
Uh-huh.
because we used to go to the Napoleonville Library or Assumption Parish Library and read the BMX magazines. We're not really skateboarders, full time yet. We might have had skateboards, but we were still into bicycles, and we didn't have any skate magazines in the store. So we ordered our magazines, and next thing you know, we all got boards, and all of our friends got boards. The next thing you know, we're building half pipes. There's a few people that have half pipes, the smaller ramps, the 4 foot size ramps, and you guys had the bigger ramp. So yeah, we had like a little bit of a scene. We had to travel, to go places and compete with each other, as far as Baton Rouge and New Orleans. But it was worth
Yeah.
it. It was just a fun thing to do, and it seemed like, there was not a whole lot of people into BMX, as I got older, and I thought skateboarding was just the way to go. If I was going to go somewhere, I can travel on the sidewalks with my board, and I needed to learn how to ollie up the curbs, and going to downtown Thibodaux and learning how to skate up the curbs, on the weekends or when the cars were off the streets on Sundays. It was just a good place to go, and that was kind of a routine thing to do is to skate downtown on Sundays like all day long. It was
Yeah.
like an all
Yeah. Do
day
you
thing.
remember the old Grand Theater? That was the
Yeah, and they tore that down. I remember
yeah.
Jeff Bishop jumped the steps or jumped the curb over the sidewalk, the intersection, the corner, over a barricade. And the barricade was probably, 2.5 feet tall, but, it was kind of spaced out. But he did this huge ollie, and I remember I was like, this guy's going to be a pro. And I don't know if a few years back he had passed away, I heard, from suicide. I seen a story.
Oh wow.
Yeah, rest in peace for
Yeah.
Jeff Bishop from Raceland.
No, I didn't hear that. No.
Yeah, it was that, it was news to me too. But Jeff was a pretty good skateboarder in the area, and I think he was one of the first people in Lafourche Parish to become sponsored.
Wow.
By some big companies and stuff, or parts company. I think he had a pro model one time. like cockroach and cockroach wheels. Cockroach,
That's cool.
Australia, yeah. And we used to go to Homa a lot. Now Homa has a skate park.
Hmm. So
And
where would you like looking at this area? Like, you know, have you been looking at possible places to develop a new park, or look at the landscape and
yeah, I
the
was talking with some friends of mine, and we thought that Morgan City has a park. It's in St. Mary Parish, and Baton Rouge has a park. But like, what's in between? In that part of the South Louisiana, there's
hmm
a park like way down south, down South Lafourche, Matthews or Golden Meadow. Oh yeah, Golden Meadow Skate Park. So there's one in Homa,
yeah,
there's one in Golden Meadow, there's one in Market City, there's one in Chalmette. Looks like the next place that I can see a skate park popping up. Not popping up, but probably take some advocates to get them going. But Thibodaux, maybe even the Napoleonville or Platenville. That's it's right in between Morgan City and um, Gonzales and Baton Rouge. That whole
yeah,
area, that whole region. Within 35, 40 miles each way. Is nothing. Anywhere, and it's such a popular sport now. It's an Olympic sport.
yeah, yeah. I like how so my brother Nathaniel, he's in Vale, uh, Hammerli. He's actually a snowboard instructor. Instructor of
Yeah, yeah. I heard
instructors,
he's
and
been doing that for a long time too,
yeah, he's pretty
like 20 years or so.
yeah, he's pretty good. But that's pretty cool. Like parallel to skating. He grew up skating and then transitioned to the snowboard, and that's he might not ever made it to that level if he wouldn't have had the experiences growing up. With
With
a bunch of
skateboards.
kids. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool.
So are you still skateboarding or you skating at all?
I got more into like soccer and things like that. Yeah. But I was gonna say, yeah. Like one cool thing about like Vale is they integrate some little ramps like into their parking garages, for example.
Oh yeah, like when it's have an indoor place to skate?
Well, like when there's like a gap in the architecture of like the parking space and stuff like that, they'll build like a little ramp in there, and it's designed so people can skate there if they want to skate there. It's pretty cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've never been
So
there,
like
but I know it's a
it's just like kind
nice
of built
place.
into their, they build it in as a part of the plan of their architecture. It's pretty. I thought that was really creative.
So I was thinking, where did like I think we skated like in the 80s, but like what was there a history of skateboarding in the 70s or like the only story I heard was people used to go down to Nicholls State University and ride their skateboards on the sidewalks and the tennis courts because it was smooth there, and there's a few students that had boards there, and maybe there's a few people in town, but that's a place where people used to go, and maybe some of the parking lots at the department stores, like where the movie theater is, and over there by I guess it was a furniture store over there, and there used to be a K&B or a Dell Champs or I don't know, but there's a Kmart many years ago along the bayou on St. Mary. And there's just a few parking lots. Oh, the Civic Center. The Civic Center had a big parking lot, so maybe people
Hmm.
rode there, but that was like the only places. Like there were no one was really
Nice.
riding on the sidewalks in the 70s, I don't think.
Let me ask. Do you remember any people skateboarding before like we started skateboarding on Nichols campus, like in the '70s and stuff like that, or no, not that early. Not as much. I didn't see him. Hmm. Yeah, my dad thinks he started to see people in the '80s more.
Yeah. Yeah, I always wanted, like when early 80s. Um,
Hmm.
my aunt lived in Baton Rouge in Port Allen, and the sidewalks. they had, plenty of neighborhood kids that had bicycles and push scooters, and there was a few kids that had skateboards, and they would ride on the side, they would ride on the sidewalks from house to house where the kids were, and they
Hmm.
pretty much stayed on the street. They wouldn't really go to, too far away. They pretty much stayed in their neighborhood, within a block or two. But I
Yeah.
remember, that was kind of when I first started seeing skateboarding. I was probably, 7 years old, and I got my first board, but there was nowhere where to ride it when I was 7 years old. And I remember bringing it to my grandmother's house on McCullough Street, and they had a sidewalk, and I rode it up and down the sidewalk, just a little bit, but never really got good on it. And there were some people down the street. I think it was Donovan Freeman and Darius Freeman had
Hmm.
boards, and Dale Freeman, and
Yeah, Damien's in Colorado, around the Denver area. I think Damien Freeman. Yeah.
yeah, and those were some other friends that skated. And they had boards, but it wasn't that popular then. And I think later on, I think it was the Back to the Future when that movie came out with Marty McFly or Michael J.
Yeah.
Fox. More people started getting into it around that time. It was really like a marketable thing, and
So
it was
yeah,
in the
man, I remember
TVs.
like I was a couple years younger than you guys. I was
Oh,
always
the
like the youngest
Police
one.
Academy. Yeah, Police Academy too. It was a movie
Oh
that
yeah.
came on. They had skateboarding in it one time, and I remember seeing it in the movies more, and it was just like the new cool thing to do. If you wasn't
Oh yeah.
riding a bike, skateboarding was a cool thing. And I like to water ski and like hydro slide, but skateboarding was something I could take with me, anywhere.
Yeah, man. I can I can remember like really looking up to you guys because y'all were a couple years older than me, like 3 or 4 years older than me, and so that'd be a question I have for you is like who are your first role models? When you can first people you really latched on to when you're a kid that you wanted to do what they did, with skating.
I used to like Ben Moore. Ben Moore used to come to your house, and he like would teach me these tricks,
Hmm.
and I didn't really know how to put my foot to do a shove it, and he told me the right place to put my foot to do the shove it, and I was getting them every time. And pretty soon I was, teaching my friends how to do that. But yeah, Ben Moore did teach me a few tricks. He gave me a bunch of pointers on how to ollie. He said, learn the you got to learn how to street skate because I was like following these Thibodaux skaters that were ollie, like going real fast and ollieing up the curbs. And it was Nat and Corey Pugh and
Hmm.
Lance and Jeff and Jay and Ben. And those guys were the experts. Those were the uh, top guys skating street. But after all those years, no, a lot of people moved away, so the scene died away.
Yeah, I see kids on Nichols campus a lot of times skating, and yeah, I think it would be cool if we had a closer park. There's one in Houma, but it's a little ride.
Yeah, maybe if some people would get together and introduce a public skate park in a county council meeting in Thibodaux at one of their
Mhm.
council meetings, and if there's a few parents to get together, um,
Yeah, I think Donovan Freeman was getting involved a little bit in politics. I think he was at one time a councilman. You know.
I did talk to someone a long time ago, and it was just like pitching ideas to people to see, like some politicians, they'll be like their pet project if they're gonna, you know, help it get going. But it's usually by community interest, and the way I'm doing it in our
Hmm.
town in Ocean View, Hawaii, it's community driven. It'll be a community skate park, public skate park that's community driven, with input from the local community, designed and built by a professional skate park company or contractor, and we follow the necessary steps from the skate park development guidebook from the Tony Hawk Foundation, which is now formerly the Tony Hawk Foundation. Now it's the skate park project.
Man, yeah. Tell me like about some of the kids that you get involved with the project. Like, I imagine it really means a lot to the kids.
Yeah, we have like these fundraisers and stuff, and a lot of people just support the fundraisers, but we don't have a place to skate in our area. We don't even have a designated place to ride. So we're gonna have a Parks and Rec meeting next month, and hopefully address get some community feedback on how the faces are gonna be because we're still fundraising right now. It's gonna be a CIP capital improvement project. So
Hmm.
the total cost is a lot, but if we can break it down into a few phases, you know, within a few different builds, we can get something. So we're still planning,
Yeah.
planning this, but we hopefully would like to see a 10,000 square foot skate park, that would serve an area like ours. And
Yeah.
same as where you are. I think
Hmm.
somewhere between 10 to 20,000 square feet, 15,000 square feet, like an average, would be a great start, for something just like
Yeah.
Homa, like whatever the size that park they got. I think Thibodaux can definitely use something too for Lafourche
Yeah.
Parish.
No, yeah, I mean, it's yeah, the Citadel's really growing. It's there's a lot of industry here. It's kind of like I guess, the capital of this Lafourche Parish, and I think kids need to get out and do stuff like that. A lot of I hear a lot of parents like complain about kids wanting to be on their video games all the time and staying indoors, and I just think like when we were kids, how much time we spent active outside doing stuff.
Yeah, definitely skateboarding in my late teen years kept me more active because I think if I wouldn't have been skateboarding, I would have got more lazier. Like
Hmm.
the majority of people I knew, there was not a whole lot of people that were putting in the hours like myself and a few others, because we just seen a vision of, doing it longer and being part of our daily routine. I used to, just ride my board to work, and when I got off of work in the evening hours where I worked at, I would still skate. I would find places like parking lots and stuff, with my friends, and we would skate all night to at least midnight. We did that on the weekends on a regular basis, when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I love my grandparents, and they're okay with it if I came back, skateboarding, as long as I didn't come back, too drunk or, intoxicated.
Hmm.
But yeah, skateboarding really kept me out of trouble in
Yeah,
ways to
that was a question
kept
I
me
had. Was
healthy.
like, if it was kind of like protected you some and like gave you like some goals to work on, some positive things to focus on.
Yep.
Because that's how I really got into soccer, and that's how soccer was for me. Like, I didn't want to you know drink or use drugs because I had like competition. I knew that would possibly hurt me. You know,
Hey, what was that?
in competition.
Sorry, was that there was a contest in Thibodaux a long time ago? It was like a Paul Peralta demo, or they had a skate contest. Remember that at the Civic Center?
Hmm.
Tell me about that because I missed it. I was gonna go, but me and my friend Brett, we rode bicycles toward Thibodaux, and we didn't even make it all the way to Thibodaux. We made it to maybe 5 miles before Thibodaux. And we turned around, but we wanted to go, but we didn't want to get in trouble.
Yeah,
Um, we were like 16 years old. I was 16. But how was that contest? Or what happened over there?
I think we might have been out, maybe out of town that for that time. We did a lot of times we would go in the summers and do vacations, and yeah, I can remember one summer around that time we went to Europe, and we even like took our skateboards to Europe with us, and we were like, when we were camping and things like that, we were,
Oh, that's cool. I didn't hear
yeah,
about
we
that.
were, yeah. But yeah, I can't really remember the
Was there a skateboard contest that was over there by Rayco and the Malton Burger, like off of Canal Boulevard, or was there something like in a parking lot one time?
I
It's,
can't remember that as well. I guess
I think Bayou Man's put on a show, and like Corey Pugh was the star rider, the little demo they did out there in the parking lot.
yeah, I remember Corey had a little ramp in his backyard. He was like one of the first
Yeah,
ones
the
there.
spine ramp. 4 foot spine
Uh,
ramp with the extension. I remember going there a lot too. That's my first spine ramp.
yeah, I used to because they live like right down the street. So I used to go
Yeah,
visit with them a lot, and they ended up moving away.
yeah, it was good while I lost it. There was a few ramps in that area. Was there one across the street too? There's someone named Heath that used to live out there, and he used to skate.
Heath, huh?
Heath Porsche.
Yeah, I have to. My dad has this like old slideshow with some of our skating days on it, so I'll have to maybe do. I'm not sure the best way to get that to you, but that'd be cool to.
Oh yeah, Ocean View Skate Park at Gmail. You can just send it any questions or
Because it's like
comments.
those. It's like those old school like slides. It's like a he has
Oh yeah,
yeah. So
I
maybe I
remember
could do it.
seeing them too a long time ago, and I
Uh-huh.
remember seeing them, briefly, and he had lots of them too. He had a lot.
Yeah, maybe I could do like a video of the slideshow or something like that. Like
Yeah, yeah, we should, do a recap of that. That's historic. That was like the first skateboard contest in Thibodaux.
hmm
That's history. Well, that's pretty much it. We could probably wrap it up for now. That's a pretty long conversation about our experiences growing up in Thibodaux,
Yeah,
Louisiana,
man. I mean,
skateboarding.
that's pretty crazy to think like how far like you've come with it. Like like just starting.
Seeing the need for places to skate, and
Yeah, yeah.
over time, I became a skate park advocate. Now, I'm the founder of our skate park group, the Ocean View Skate Park Association. We started off with a fiscal sponsor and an approved funds account with our county council, and we did that for a few years until we grew to where we formed our own nonprofit group and transferred our funds to this new secured account, which is approved for the to finalize our skate park project to fund it.
That's that's awesome, man. It's like it's such an organic sport. It's just like you get in touch with your environment, and it's physical. Um, it's really amazing sport, and I mean that's awesome that you are doing so much to help the community and to help the kids.
Yep. Well, cool, Walt. This is Walt Hammerli, and Walt Hammerli is from Thibodaux, Louisiana. And thanks for being on my skate park documentary interview.
Yeah, man, great talking to you, and I look forward to following your growth and the things you're gonna do in
All right, maybe we can
Hawaii,
do
and
it. We'll do.
maybe some.
Maybe we can do another one in the future. I think the next interview is with Ben Moore. Maybe we can have both of you
Yeah,
guys
man, you got to
and
get
do
in
another interview.
Hammerli too. Do a group interview
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Get some of those guys.
Let's get some more Thibodeau or South Louisiana skateboard interviews, and maybe we can push a new skate park project in the a desired area.
That'd be cool.
Okay, Walt. Thanks. I'll
All right,
talk to you later.
all right, thanks.
All right. Bye bye.